What is up, guys? This is Dean here. Welcome to my home office. What we're going to be talking about today is we're actually going to be talking about how I ranked a photo booth company in Orlando, number one on Google. Now, this was a campaign that I was working on around COVID-19 a couple of years ago, maybe I can't even remember now, 3-4 years ago. So the statistics probably have changed, but the foundations of the campaign have been set. It's still actually showing in the top 3 positions today, right? And the guy hasn't actually done any SEO since. How this all came about in COVID, I was actually just looking for some work to do since we're all locked up in our offices in Melbourne, our home offices, if you like. So basically I just posted in a particular group, and I was doing some free audits for people, and this guy was like, hey, like, why don't you just this random guy, which I now know, Chris from Orlando Booths, gave me the opportunity to work on his website, and we actually worked on it for about 6 months to a year from memory. The website is still here today. Now, the big thing about this campaign was we only had around $500 per month in Australian, approximately, to work on this campaign, and maybe 25 to 50% of that obviously went in, as resources into the campaign, and the rest was just my time working on it, right? So I was able to take this website from not even showing up, and it took a while. It took about 6 months to actually show up on the first page and actually start getting results, but we worked with what we had, right? So the moral of this particular video, which we're going to get into, is SEO can be done on a very low budget. Yes, it can be. It will take a lot longer, and it's a lot more painful, right? So if you are in that position, if you're looking to do an SEO campaign, yes, it can be done on the lower budget. I think the budget that I was working at the time probably doesn't make sense for today's economy. But yeah, looking forward to jumping in on this campaign, showing you guys exactly what I did. I'm going to start these out and just actually explain. I like to always just give a bit more context in the industry, just actually explain how the industry works, so how the event industry works and how people generate leads. So giving you that educational aspect, so you actually know what the reason for doing this SEO campaign was, rather than just showing you the technical stuff. So looking forward to it. I'll see you in the computer. Alright, guys, welcome to the computer. So what we're going to be touching on today is basically the process of how somebody will basically become a lead, right? So here's a potential customer in the photo booth space. These are the different channels that people can basically enter when looking for a photo booth. So typically, most of your customers will come through SEO, but you can also use Google ads and Facebook ads. And now let me explain the difference in these channels. So if we just go to, say, Photo Booth Hire Orlando, this might not be a good example in Orlando. Well, it is actually. In your advertisements here, well, let's just talk about SEO first, right? In your SEO channel, you are obviously getting results that are from local businesses, right? So, for example, these are photo booth suppliers. Now, there's no real offer there. It's just saying this is Orlando's number one photo booth rental company, Orlando Photo Booth Company, all that sort of stuff, right? So this is just very generic results. People looking for a photo booth, they're not looking for a discount. They'll typically click on this and then start to have a look around. So you can even see on the landing page, on this particular landing page, there's no price or anything like that. It's just trying to funnel people into filling out a form. Really interesting one that there's no actual form on this website. So that's usually best practice. If you're sending people to any landing page, whether SEO or not, you should actually get people to fill out a form, right? So when we look at the going back to this board, so SEO is typically like just listings of local businesses. So in this case, photo booth companies that are providing photo booths. Now on a Google Ads side, you're typically seeing offers, right? Price starting from 375. Let's have a look if there's any other examples. I don't know. We could do like Sydney for an example, just because it's more local. So 890. You're seeing like price-based offers, and then also the landing page typically will reflect that. And from a Facebook perspective, if we open up the ads libraries, you're sort of seeing again more price-based but more visual representations of what it is, right? So like urgent, you know, you're getting big call to actions and like sort of urgent, a scarcity offer, right? So this one, for example, save 300, save this, save that, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So that's what you're looking at for the photo booth space in terms of how, like the user journey, right? So a customer will either go on Google, search for photo booth, land on a website, fill out a form here, be SMS'd, and obviously turn into a customer. Now, especially in this space, the magic happens really. It's very easy to acquire a lead. So most leads actually don't even reply to the inquiry. What we've noticed in this space is that it's very easy to generate leads through SEO, Google, and Facebook. But for some reason, these people don't actually answer the phone. Why? I actually don't know. But unless you have a really, really good offer, or if you've got something to reply to, like we've actually figured out like the best way to do this. I won't be revealing that strategy on this particular video because that would be a whole nother conversation. But in my opinion, the best in terms of highest quality leads typically come from SEO. Why? Because these people are typically not looking for a discounted price, right? Facebook ads, you're promoting a price. Google ads is typically price-based. When you're getting a lead from SEO, you know that they've scrolled down a little bit. They've either seen you in this map pack or they've clicked on a result, and they're not price hunting. They're actually looking for something in particular. So that's where this particular strategy was really, really good for Orlando Boots. Plus, it actually was COVID time as well. So he didn't really have the money. He wanted to invest in a long-term solution, and he didn't really want to invest in a pay-per-click solution. So in terms of that, knowing that probably the better leads are going to come from the better leads are obviously going to come from Google search, knowing that people are obviously searching for this service. Another really good way is if you don't get people SMSing you back, or if you don't get people inquiring. For example, if they've found you from a Google ad, they've landed on your website, they didn't fill out a form, you can actually do Facebook retargeting here to get them to fill out a Facebook form to get them as a customer, right? So this is a really, really good strategy for photo booth companies. Now, I know a lot of photo booth companies, they run a simple funnel like this one, and that's about it, right? There's no offers off the back end, etc., etc. So it's really, really sort of really viable for you if you are a photo booth company to consider this, right? To consider that the user journey is and you can actually get more complicated than this as well, right? You can actually extend it off the back of the SMS and email journey, but this is really the ideal scenario. So let's just focus on an SEO perspective for this particular video. I might do another video on how to run Google ads for this industry and how to do a Facebook ad for this industry, but I just want to talk about something for this particular client that we actually did. So let's look at obviously SEO. So what was the first thing that we did when we did SEO? So let's just open up the website. actually, what I can do is just duplicate this and actually show the two elements like we did last time. So we had two elements, which was on page and off page as well. So on page SEO, we also had obviously off page SEO. And because this was such on a low budget, we had really like a strategy that we did that was actually amazing. And I'll actually run you through that today. So just link these two up. So 1, 2. This is what we did. So looking at on page, so they've obviously changed the website now, but I can actually go back to Wayback Machine. So if I go back to Wayback Machine, yeah. So we're on Wayback Machine, and this one here. How's that? Cool. So I think it was working around here. So if you actually go to the live website now, you notice that he's obviously changed it. But the first thing that we actually looked at was all the headings. Currently, he's actually left the content there. So maybe I don't need to go back to Wayback Machine. But I know he's reduced some of the content on the website, but he's left Premium Photo Booths Orlando. That's before he didn't have that. He's left a spelling mistake here. But anyway, point is that the first thing that we did was we actually sort of restructured this page. He's done a bit of work to it since. He's got 2 H1 tags, which he shouldn't have. But at the time, I think it was around here, we might not get the best result from Wayback Machine. But what we actually did was we went through the site, we go back to the Miro board, we actually did these 3 things. H1 tags, there was one of them. So it said photo booth rental in Orlando. The next thing that we did was we added about 1,500 words to the homepage of the website. Now, since then, he's removed that. You can obviously see he's not ranking number 1 anymore because of that. But that was a big factor, right? Actually adding all this content resulted in a number 1 position for his company. And your H2 tags are really, really important. So H2 tags. So that was the sort of foundation of this campaign. We also, now that I actually think about it, we did some real basic technical stuff for him, which I'll add in here. Should be technical like this. So at the time, what we did, and I don't know if he's left it in there, so you're getting a bad result. So this is all the content, right, that we added to the site, as you can see. Since then, sort of been removed. Cool. So we had some technical stuff that we did for him. So at the time, we added schema markup. That really helped his technical parts of the website. If you're not sure what schema markup is, so you can type in schema markup on Google. So you want to be adding local business schema onto this particular website because it's a local business. So local business schema, you can go to schema.org. That's the website you can do to test. But if you want to know how to write it, obviously he's on WordPress. So there's heaps of WordPress plugins. So schema WordPress plugin. Can actually just download one of these plugins and just click the local business schema. And then that is basically what you would do. Cool. So that's the technical. We also added WP Rocket to this particular website. So WP Rocket made his website a lot faster. That increased his rankings. So that was really, really good. Yeah, so basically these were like your foundational, these were the foundational on-page factors, right? Since then, he's removed that and we know why the website's tanked. But in terms of a keyword plan, which we'll actually run through now, if we have a look at the keyword plan was something like this. So his homepage, he wanted to rank for photo booth rental Orlando, photo booth hire Orlando, and then Orlando photo booths, right? Which was his brand name. So what we did for this one, as I said, we went through, we added the H1 tag, 1,500 words on the homepage, H2 tags, and we'll get into the blog strategy shortly. So the keyword plan maybe will probably sit here. So that's what we did, right? That was the core. So we're able to rank that on the first page, which resulted in a heap of leads. But the second thing that we also did was we started building out these locations, right? Because we're getting, so after we hit the first page here, we started doing location targeting. Right. So photo booth rental Cocoa Beach, photo booth rental Tampa, photo booth rental Daytona Beach, and there was one more that we did. I remember that. Orlando, so he's left that one there, right? Cool. So that was a strategy, right? So we basically added those, and if we actually go to Ahrefs, we can actually go to the Keyword Explorer and check out the difference in volume. So search. So really easy. I mean, it wasn't easy because we had $200, but according to this, it's easy. About 100 searches per month, cost per click of $1.30. Traffic potential 100 visits per month. So looking at, then we can sort of look at different keywords, right? So we know that was like an estimated of 100 there. So let's just say that's 100. So it's around 300 searches per month for that. And then we can look at, like, say, photo booth rental Tampa. There's probably less searches, but he was still able to generate inquiries from this one. Okay. Well, that's picked up. So yeah, so we continued with that. So 300. I don't know, is how you spell Daytona Beach? Daytona Beach. Yep. So hit that one. So not really any searches there. So like 0 to 10. You know, and then Cocoa Beach as well. I think it's Coca. That. So that was like the keyword plan for this one. So 0 to 10, if I got the spelling right. Yeah, so 0 to 10. But it still brought in a couple of leads. So what you're going for in this strategy is you're looking for, obviously, what's the main keywords that are going to drive you leads, and then what are the keywords that are obviously subsidiary to that, right? So that was our strategy. That's what we did. So we had our location targeting. So we just go one. So we had our 3 locations in our keyword plan. So location 1, 2, 3. So just say 1, 2, 3. That was our keyword plan for our locations, which we already discussed. Right. So that was our strategy. And then we started to build blogs around that. So if you actually go to his blog page, I don't know if he's uploaded since or he's removed them. Let's check it out. Maybe he's removed them. So the wedding, we also, I remember doing this corporate photo booth rental in Orlando, all these different. So obviously he's removed the blogs, which I'm not sure why, but that's cool. We also had a blog strategy as well. We're doing 1 blog per month. But also you can do corporate photo booth rental as well. So let's see what happens if you type that in. Okay, so that's not really doing much. Right. So if there is volume, you can start to look at diversifying corporate, photo booth rental, wedding photo booth rental. So look. Cool. So it's not doing much because there's not much search volume. But in other examples, you can do that. So that's the main strategy. We also built blogs around that. Where it sort of got interesting was the off-page strategy as well. So considering that, so that's our on-page. So on-page, homepage, or all pages had a H1 tag, 1,500 words, H2 tags. There was a keyword plan of 1, 2, 3. And then we did our technical SEO, which is a schema markup in WP Rocket. What was driving the strategy was the off page. Okay. So that was our basic on page. Now, I may be able to pull up the backlinks. I may be able to pull up the backlinks for this particular campaign in this spreadsheet that I used to have. I'm not sure if I can do that. We'll see what's coming up here. Okay, this might just do. Yeah, this will do. So what we ended up doing every month, now not all of them are showing here, but we ended up going to the directories, like big directories. And basically what we did was we basically just got him listed on just real standard directories. Whether they're live now or not, it's a different story. So what the directories look like was something like this. Nothing special. Not even sure this one is even relevant, but basically what we were trying to do was we were just trying to get that backlink here to his website from as many of these listing websites as possible. Now, the reason why we needed to do that is because Google, obviously Google, looks at how many links goes to a particular website, and the more that you have from this sort of a business, the better, right? So have a look at this one here. It's another example. If it's going to load, not really sure if it will load or not. Couldn't fetch it. What is this one? Yeah, this one was being fetched. Free listing USA. I'll just give one more example if this one works. So anything with USA, because it's the United States website, we got it listed. We got a backlink there. You click on this link, it goes straight to his website. That helps. So that was our first part of the strategy. So if I just move this over. So we did local directories. Where do we find these directories? We basically scraped other competitors' websites. We just went onto Google and we just basically typed in local directories in the USA. So a lot of them came from competitors as well. So we went to all his competitors' websites, did the same thing, went through their referring domains, and then scraped all their directories that they were listed on. The problem is with the Ahrefs, it doesn't always pull up all the little ones that might not get indexed. So I'm only showing a couple here, but we're doing 20 to 30 a month. Now, not all of them stayed and not all of them got indexed, right? So we just did as many as we possibly can, which is really, really good. The next thing that we did was we did some guest posts. So if we actually just have a look at, let's find an example, the Mango blog. I think this was a guest post. Yeah. So 10 profitable small business ideas with small capital. And then, so this is just like, again, because we had such a low budget, it was like $200. We probably just got this one for $50 or something like that. And you can see that there's a backlink there, right? So there's you can check out Orlando photo booths for inspiration on modern booths. That's what we did. That was the best way for us to affordably rank. It was a general website. It does have AdSense, so I always recommend don't build backlinks with AdSense, but this is all we could afford, right? This is literally all we could do, and it's still ranked, right? So that's what we did. So we did I think it was about one guest post per month. the next thing that we did was then we did outreach. So we sent 200 outreach emails, outreach 200 emails. So we outreached to 200 local businesses that were somewhat alike to his company. So as an example, maybe this one, I think this was one of the ones that we were able to acquire, and we actually wrote them a blog. So I'm pretty sure this was one. No, this was another guest post. So forget about that one. I remember we did one and it got published. Just have to find it. It's been a while. If I can find it, I will. Here, Pastor Mike. So we actually reached out to all the wedding celebrants in Orlando and like nearby locations, and we actually wrote a blog for them. So what we did was we just wrote the blog. At the time, there was no AI, ChatGPT to write these blogs. Let's see if the website even loads. Yeah, there you go. 5 ways to make your wedding more memorable. One of those ways was obviously to get a photo booth. Now, where's that link? Maybe he's taken the link away. Oh, there it is. By Chris from Orlando Photo Booths, right? So this is like a legitimate, as you can see, Pastor Mike Weddings, right? So this isn't like a paid placement or anything like that. So we did that. That was awesome. And this is all for 200, right? So if we didn't get any of these, it was really unfortunate. We're like really down about it, but we managed to somehow like get one of these a month, which is amazing. And the next thing that we did that really helped was we did a press release. So this is probably the last thing that I'm going to talk about. Press release. So it's called a press release syndicate. So I think it was like ABC Newswire. So we did like a press release, like a basic, like really affordable press release for him. So like this, and these are like on smaller news websites, but like Orlando Photo Booths, Photo Booth Rental Orlando, the Orlando Photo Booths, blah 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 blah. It's got his full business details in here, and it used to have a map in here as well, but the map got removed. So that's basically how you rank a photo booth company for $200 or less. I know I rushed through some of this stuff because the video is getting quite long, but just as a recap, you have your website. You need to do your on-page SEO. So you have your keyword plan, find out your locations. Each location needs a H1, 1,750 to 1,500 words, and H2 tags. You need to do your technical SEO, which is a schema markup and WP Rocket at a minimum for WordPress. And then you need to do all these things. So local directories, 1 guest post per month, outreach to 200 local businesses, and do a press release. And then you probably will end up ranking within 6 to 12 months. Now, I can't guarantee that that'll happen for you, but that's what we did, and it worked out.